When I need some good kosher food, there's only 3 words I need to know. Feed me, Bubby.
Today we're going to make chicken schnitzel. And you know, Jewish people come from all over the globe. And wherever the country is or the place where they live, they adapted some of the customs and the recipes. And like schnitzel, Wiener Schnitzel was from Germany and Austria. And in Israel, they use turkey a lot. They have turkey schnitzel. But I'm going to make chicken schnitzel. It's my grandchildren's favorite. And you know, chicken breasts are not fat. And so there really isn't that much. So once in a while you have to give yourselves a treat. Specifically, if the grandchildren eat it, what more can you ask? Oh, I want to show you something that I'm very proud of. You know, I made one sample for my daughter, and I'm in the process of embroidering another one for my daughter, my granddaughter. And I do this well when I'm watching television. I want to relax. I'm very proud of it. Specifically, this sample of the saying, "Feelings come from the heart." And that's just like how I feel. And oh, let's begin and let's start my chicken schnitzel. The ingredients for chicken schnitzel are very simple. Your boneless chicken breast, flour, an egg, about a 1/4 cup of water, breadcrumbs, and a little bit of seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of black pepper. And this is the whole total of the ingredients. First, I'm going to show you how I grate breadcrumbs. Let me explain to you. I like to have my own breadcrumbs. You can go to the bakery and you can get day-old challah or day-old rolls and grate it yourself, even in the processor. Or if you don't need much, grate it by hand. And then what I do is I place it in the bag and have it in the freezer. And whenever I need it, I have it ready. So let me explain to you about the hand grater. There's several sides on it. This big wide side is good. Sometimes if you're shredding onion or cabbage, if you want, it shreds it by hand. These narrow sides I never use. This other side is very small. And I like this side for the breadcrumbs. And all you have to do, of course, you have to be careful because, you know, the edges are kind of rough. So just take your roll or your challah. And by the way, when I do challah, I take off the top crust because you don't need the crust, you need mostly the inside. And just rub it up and down. You see the crumbs coming down? That's all there is to it. Watch your fingers. Don't get too close. The next is we use 1 egg. And like I always say, break it in a clear bowl. Make sure it's fine. Take a fork and just give it a little bit of mixture. And then what I add to it is about a 1/4 cup of water. Reason being that the egg is used as a coating, the coating for the flour and the breadcrumbs. Just mix it so it's well mixed. And flour, I just like a little seasoning, not much. And you really don't have to measure. Pepper, not too much. A couple of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder. Take your spoon and mix it all together. It just adds a little flavor directly to the chicken breasts before you put all the coating on. The first thing I like to do is check the chicken breast. Sometimes there's a piece of fat and cut it off. You don't need it. I don't have a sharp knife, but it'll work. There, just cut that off. You don't need that. And then place the chicken breast in a plastic, and then have a mallet and bend it. You have to make it so that it becomes almost double in size and thin. That's the whole thing of schnitzel. On both sides. And see how it starts to expand? Oh, if you don't have a mallet, simply take a cover of one of your pots, if you have a heavier one, and just gently, you don't want to break into it, but it'll kind of break the meat, but it won't separate it. And see how it's expanded? I think we have a pretty good size. How's that? I just did one a little, yeah, look at this one. Look how it expands and see how thin it is? And now we're ready to coat and fry them. Oh, let me wash my hands. 1 minute.
Hey, Bubby.
Yes.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ask Bubby.
Oh, who's there?
Okay, Bubby, today's Ask Bubby comes from Seville Thomas, who asked, should I feel out of place watching these videos if I'm not Jewish?
Absolutely not. Enjoy. Jews are all over the world, just like anyone else. Any other nationality, Italian, Irish. I make Irish food. I make corned beef and cabbage, and I make chicken cacciatore and spaghetti and meatballs. Watch the rest of the show, enjoy it, and try our recipes. You can get everything. I make it kosher, but you certainly can get all your food supplies in the market. Try it and let me know if you've tried one of my recipes. I'd love to hear from you.
So to sum up the answer, you don't have to be Jewish to watch the show.
Absolutely not. Enjoy and try the recipes. You'll develop new taste buds, and you might find something that you never thought of and enjoy it even more. Try it. You'll like it.
And now it's time for the Yiddish word of the day. Bubby, what's today's Yiddish word?
Today's Yiddish word is a very important word for everyone all over the world. It's tzedakah, and it means helping the poor and helping with aid. And I have to tell you about my young years in the past. When I was growing up, they didn't have these charitable organizations or food stamps or whatever. And so in the street where there was mostly Jewish stores, the butcher, the fish man, and the vegetables, and the grocery man, the women, there were several women, bubbies, older bubbies, and they took their little folding chair, maybe 3 or 4, and the street was maybe 2 or 3 blocks long either side, and they would sit and have a little pocketbook, like those little pocket change purses, and people would drop in coins, and they would sit there like from Wednesday afternoon through the whole day Thursday, and then they would take all their money and collect it, and Friday morning they would go and buy chicken and fish and challah and vegetables, put them all together and quietly pack them up and bring them to the families that they knew that were in our area and bring it to their door. Supposedly, in order to have a mitzvah, which is to have a good deed, you drop it at the doorstep and you don't mention and you don't get any thank yous. And this was years ago the way of charitable helping out with food and various things, so that every family would have a good Shabbos. And I thought that tzedakah was a perfect word to go with the abundance of food that we have today and everything. So remember tzedakah.
So let me just get this straight. So tzedakah, it's charity, but it's more than charity because you're giving directly to the poor to help out instead of an organization.
Well, yes, but today, if organizations too, you give to organizations, give to those families too. It's well organized and so forth. But I remember today how we used to go by the street. Everyone goes to the supermarkets today. You don't find the streets with small little stores, each one individual specializing. And this was a day, so there was always charity and there was always tzedakah around. But when I was growing up, this is the way they did it. And did it very nicely and quietly. Never looked for thanks, never looked for appreciation. Dropped it off at the door, and the families that received it were so happy because they were proud. They didn't know who dropped it at their door, but they knew they had food specifically for Shabbos so that everybody would have a good Sabbath.
And everybody here at Feed Me Bubby appreciates, we've been getting a lot of press coverage lately, ABC World
News. Oh yes, I have to thank you,
everyone. And also Australia World News. I'm not sure if that's the exact name. I heard possibly we're on Fox and Friends. But the one thing is that our audience, even Hong Kong.
Hong Kong? I wouldn't believe it. You know we've got emails from China? Mamma mia.
But it's unbelievable.
It's hard to believe. I didn't realize that the country is so small that within minutes we got it from all over the world. I guess I am old. I'm not updated to the skills that the young people have today.
But at the same time, you're performing tzedakah, helping out all those people emailing and getting those emails out.
And I hope specifically the young people who would like to cook and they're working and they're busy. And I hope I can find shortcuts so that you'll have the tastes and the traditions and the memories of as well that you had in your families. I hope you all benefit by it.
So wherever you are, the UK, Hong Kong, Japan, Germany,
Australia, Israel,
etc., take this opportunity to give Sadaka.
I forgot to tell you.
What?
Do you know we got the email from India? Did you see
got
that one?
An email from India?
Yes,
oh my
one
goodness.
mail.
I have to see that.
One email. It's, I don't know what to say. Every time I look at the emails, I'm surprised. Thank you so much.
Well, if you want the opportunity to go and to see Feed Me Bubby before anybody else, make sure to check out medium.com. That's medium.com. And sometimes Bubby goes on and talks to everybody, and we also reveal all types of really cool things. Make sure to sign up for our newsletter, and make sure to check out the phone number that's listed at the end of the show. Call Bubby, and we will try to get your voice on our show, and maybe even have Bubby answer some of those questions.
We appreciate all your information that you give us. It's helpful. Thank you so much.
We'll be right back. Now, Bubby, you know how I'm always bringing my notebook around,
Right.
and that I'm constantly...
You're always schlepping.
Exactly, I'm schlepping it all over the place.
Right.
There's now an easier solution.
How?
Go to my PC.
Right.
Go
okay.
to my PC can save the day.
How?
Now it lets you access your PC from anywhere, so you can be anywhere.
So for me, it'd be excellent. I can go away for a couple of days, and we can work it up.
Yeah, you can grab the file you need and you can be fine. You don't have to worry about, oh, the file's stuck on my PC. You can just grab it off the PC by using Go to My PC from any computer anywhere.
Wonderful. All right.
It
so
just makes life
do?
easier. So now go to my PC. You can operate your PC just like you were there. You understand that. So you use all your programs, your file network resources, and your email from anywhere. So here, we're looking at our computer right now, and the thing is that our users can actually go and use Go to My PC free today. Special offer just for our Feed Me Bubby viewers.
So it's gotomypc.com/podcast.
That's correct. 30 days of Go to My PC free with unlimited access by going to gotomypc.com/podcast.
Well, I'll tell you, if it's good for Bubby and Avram, it's going to be even better for you.
Try Go to My PC free today.
First, I add oil to my heated frying pan. I put the frying pan on about medium, and about a tablespoon of oil. I like to use light olive oil, but you can use vegetable oil, canola oil. Just spread it around, and so that the oil has a chance to heat up. Then I take my chicken schnitzel, and it's 3 steps. Once in the flour, then once in the egg wash, and finally in the breadcrumbs. And this is what gives it the flavor and the crispiness. Spread it out. That's one. And I will do the second one the same way. Flour on both sides, not too much, just enough to cover so that the egg wash will stick to it. And then when we have the egg wash stick to it, the breadcrumbs will stick to the egg wash. And it only takes minutes and no time. You have to watch it, you don't want it to burn. Here we are. A couple of minutes, turn it on the other side, and you have chicken schnitzel. And when it's done, what I generally do is place it on an aluminum foil pan, put it in the oven about 200, 250, and you can keep it warm and serve it. Or what I like to do, make ahead of time, put it in the freezer. Place a piece of aluminum foil between each one, freeze it, and then when you're ready to eat it, take it out of the freezer, put it 400 degrees, and in no time it'll be crispy and crunchy. So you can have a meal right off, and if you make extra, you can have it next time for freezing. Well, let's watch now. Before you know it, it'll be ready to turn over. Well, it just takes a couple of minutes, and then flip it over. Oh, look how nice it looks. And hear it sizzle? Oh, it's perfect. It didn't take much oil at all. Another couple of minutes and it's done. My schnitzel is done, takes minutes, and this I'm going to keep in the oven, 200 to 250 degrees, and have it ready for dinner. And it's all set. Turn my stove off and place it in my oven, and I'm all set. I just finished making my chicken schnitzel, and I want to show you the way I played it. I like to do it with carrots, and I like the wide noodles, the curly noodles. It's very nice, a little different, makes it taste good, and string beans. Es gesund today, enjoy.
This podcast is brought to you by Gurdon's Graphics and Awards. Gurdon's Graphics and Awards, family-owned business for over 40 years. Gurdon's Graphics and Awards, for all your graphics and awards needs.
Hi, this is Judy in Studio City. I thought that I saw you on television last night, and I've been watching the various shows you've got posted on the internet. I especially was interested in the one on making mandel bread. I think I've been looking around for those old ice trays to do what she did to bake them that way. Can't find them anymore. I guess everybody else was ahead of me. Anyway, here's a little tip to Bubby. When you make the mandel bread, if you take the dough and put it in the refrigerator a little while, maybe an hour or two, and then take it out, it like hardens up, and you could make it into the loaves much easier, and you don't need the ice cube trays. Anyway, good cooking. You're adorable. I don't understand why you're not on J-Date and you're doing Bubby shows. I think you should be doing both. Bye-bye.
This podcast is part of the Blueberry Network, where listeners and podcasters come together.
Blueberry.com